In the depths of Louisiana, whispers of a phantom echo through Congo Square, the ghost of a man named Louis Congo. Lost in the annals of history and resurrected through folk tales, the narrative of his spectral presence permeates the local culture. The tales are not just numerous, they're spine-tingling, each encounter painting a detailed and vibrant portrait of a man bound to this physical realm, unable to find the peace that goes with final rest. Set in the heartland of Louisiana, amidst the swaying cypress trees and the haunting hum of the southern wind, lies Congo Square. It's a place that carries an air of mystery and intrigue, its grounds having borne witness to countless historical events. It's here where the ethereal performances of Louis Congo's ghost are said to take place. The square, with its rich history and deep-rooted significance, serves as the eternal stage for these spectral showcases that are as fascinating as they are haunting. At Congo Square, the echoes of a bygone era blend seamlessly with the hustle and hustle of the existing city. Amidst the rhythmic drumming of everyday life, stories of ghostly sightings and strange, otherworldly experiences are narrated and remembered, passed down from one generation to the next, becoming a part of the locale's folklore. These encounters with the spirit of Louis Congo are an assortment of experiences. They range from fleeting glimpses caught at the corner of one's eye, a mere trick of shadow and light, to full-fledged apparitions that seem to materialize out of thin air. These spectral visions have been known to chill the blood of those fortunate, or perhaps unfortunate, enough to witness them. The shivers down the spine, the hair standing on end, the sense of an unnatural presence. These are reactions reported by those who claim to have come face to face with the ghost of Louis Congo. Despite the numerous sightings and stories, an enigma shrouds Louis Congo's spectral presence. The question that lingers as heavily as the ghost itself, casting a shadow of doubt and intrigue over the tales, is this: but who was Louis Congo and why would his spirit linger in Congo Square? Louis Congo's story begins in the early 18th century as an enslaved African brought to New Orleans. He was born on the shores of Africa, captured and shackled, stripped of his rights and forced into horrifying conditions on a ship bound for the New World. His journey across the Atlantic was filled with disease, hunger, and death, a poignant representation of the perilous Middle Passage that thousands of enslaved Africans endured. Louis found himself in New Orleans, a city that was at the epicenter of the brutal slave trade in the Americas. His life as a slave was one filled with endless hardship, physical labor, and emotional turmoil. The sun would rise and set to the rhythm of his back-breaking work, with freedom nothing more than a distant, tantalizing dream. However, the universe conspired to throw Louis into a life-altering situation. His existence, already defined by hardship, was about to take a turn even more unimaginable. In the world he inhabited, the notion of an enslaved individual being granted freedom was nearly unthinkable. But sometimes, destiny unfolds in the most unanticipated of ways. In the world of oppression that Louis knew, he was given an offer that was as shocking as it was controversial. His freedom was granted, but the price he paid was one that demanded an entirely new level of moral compromise. He was tasked with becoming the colony's official executioner, that brought him face to face with the most severe aspect of the colony's punitive system. The cost of freedom meant that he was to wield the axe or the noose to take the lives of others in the name of justice. Louis had to grapple with the cruel irony that his newfound freedom had come with a daunting responsibility. The paradox was indeed astounding. He had escaped the clutches of slavery, only to be embroiled in the delivery of the harshest of human punishments. His freedom was tainted. It was freedom, yes, but at a gruesome price. His path, unique in its course, was a testament to the complexities and contradictions of the era. In this world where injustice reigned supreme, Louis navigated his way in the only manner he could. He walked this path fraught with moral dilemmas and stark realities, with a stoicism few could fathom. He was a man caught in the whirlwind of history, grappling with the paradoxes of freedom and duty, of survival and guilt. In the face of adversity, Louis Congo walked a path few could imagine. As the executioner, Louis Congo was both feared and respected. His reputation resonated through the cobblestone streets and hushed whispers of the society he was a part of. Living in an atmosphere strained with the underlying currents of fear, power, and manipulation, he served as a symbol of ultimate authority, concluding the mortal existence of those who had erred in the eyes of the law. His formidable figure was the incarnation of an inevitable end, a grim reminder that he, the last human countenance one would behold in their earthly journey. Working in such a role was not meant for those with weak hearts or shaky resolves. It demanded an unyielding strength of mind and spirit, an unwavering resolve that could endure the heaviness of the responsibility. Louis Congo carried the weight of the society's disapproval, the guilt of the convicted, and the burden of the orders he was assigned to execute. These responsibilities were his bear, making his task an endeavor that demanded steadfastness and mental fortitude. Nevertheless, his role bore within it a complexity that was as intriguing it was terrifying. His employment, in its essence, offered him freedom, a twisted form of liberation that was born from the cold grasp of death. However, it was a double-edged sword, for his liberty came at a chilling price. Each execution he carried out was a reminder of the paradox that was his existence. The life he led was not without its consequences and repercussions. The very that his role bestowed upon him also isolated him from his community. Despite his extracted independence, he was an alien in his own world, ostracized by those he lived amongst. His duty, as the deliverer of death, cast shadows of dread and apprehension, making him a fearful entity, an outsider. His life was a delicate, disquieting dance along the blurred lines of freedom and servitude. Louis Congo existed in a strange purgatory of acceptance and fear. The irony of his existence was that the freedom he was granted made him a pariah, creating a dichotomy that was as fascinating as it was horrifying. And so, Louis Congo lived, a man straddling the lines between freedom and servitude, acceptance and fear. But as all men do, Louis Congo met his end. Yet it seems his story didn't end with his death. The circumstances surrounding Congo's death remain shrouded in mystery, just like many aspects of his life. The truth about his death is a mystery that's yet to be unraveled, a puzzle yet to be pieced together. His life was as complex as the circumstances of his death. Louis Congo was no ordinary man. His life was intertwined with chilling tales of mysticism and otherworldly occurrences that were as captivating as they were horrifying. After his death, strange, inexplicable incidents began to occur, particularly in Congo Square, the very place where he executed his solemn and grim duties. This place, which was once a stage for his eerie practices, seemed to have adopted a life of its own after his passing. People reported sightings of a shadowy figure, a spectral apparition that resembled the late Louis Congo himself, aimlessly wandering the square under the cover of darkness. The air around the square becomes heavy, almost suffocating, and an unsettling silence descends, as if the world itself is holding its breath awaiting the appearance of the ghostly figure. The stillness is occasionally punctuated by whispered tales of Congo's ghost sightings and eerie happenings that send a chill down the spine of those brave enough to walk the square at night. There are speculations, rumors really, that Louis Congo's spirit is still bound to the square, perhaps chained by his dark deeds or haunted by an unfulfilled mission from his past life. Some think he is seeking redemption, a chance to atone for his sins. Others believe he is serving a post-mortem sentence, eternally bound to atone for actions in the earthly realm. Whispers of his spectral figure and the mysterious happenings in Congo Square have turned this place into a symbol of his eternal presence. The locals tell tales of his ghost, and tourists visit out of curiosity, adding to the lore of Louis Congo, a man whose life was as intriguing as his afterlife. The truth, as always, is left to interpretation. A shroud of mystery that envelops the life and death of Louis Congo, a man whose actions in life and echoes in death continue to stir the imagination. Louis Congo, a man whose life and afterlife continue to echo through the annals of Louisiana's history. Louis Congo's life was a paradox, a tale of freedom and enslavement, of life and death. Born a slave, he clawed his way to liberty through a path littered with the grim task of serving as New Orleans' public executioner, a role he undertook with a forbidding resolve that today might seem unthinkable. His life, in essence, was a stark and relentless contrast of light and shadow, his hard-fought freedom bought at the heavy cost of others' lives. It was a price often too steep and somber to contemplate, but it was the reality he was thrust into. His existence, shrouded in mystery and intrigue, has over the years morphed into the stuff of legends, with tales of his ghostly presence in Congo Square, adding an eerie allure to the already rich local folklore. Whispered stories of his spectral apparition roaming the square under the moonlight have chilled the spines of many, adding yet another layer to the complex persona of Louis Congo. His story, passed down through generations, continues to captivate the imaginations of locals and visitors alike. Legends of his spectral appearances, his grim occupation, and his resilient spirit have become part of New Orleans' cultural fabric, resonating with every tale told, every history passed down. Louis Congo's legacy, however, goes beyond the spectral. His life serves as a poignant reminder, a dark and tumultuous chapter in our history, a testament to the human spirit's extraordinary resilience in the face of adversity. His story, while shrouded in elements of the supernatural, is fundamentally a tale of tenacity, a tale of man's indomitable will to survive against all odds. It stands as a stark reminder of a time when freedom was a rare and costly commodity, not a universal right. His story has become a part of the rich tapestry that is New Orleans' history, indelibly etched into the city's cultural consciousness. It continues to resonate, providing a link to our past, a historical thread that adds depth to our understanding of our shared heritage. And so, when the wind whispers through Congo Square, some say it's the echo of Louis Congo, a reminder of a past both haunting and fascinating. His story, a terrifying yet inspiring journey from enslavement to freedom, continues to echo in the hearts and minds of those who walk the streets of New Orleans, imbuing the city's history with a haunting yet captivating allure.